TikTok, you don't stop. What is going down? I'm so stoked to see you guys. Hang on, gotta get my guava. What's up? What are you doing? What day is it? Is it Wednesday? I think it is Wednesday. Goodness gracious. That's bananas, man. I just do stuff. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm constantly, quote unquote, working. I'm constantly building and expanding. Either I'm working on myself, I'm working with somebody else. I'm working on projects. I'm working with clients, creating content. My day doesn't stop, which is really good. Which is why, because I'm so heavily involved with so many different projects and concepts and ideas and expansions, that I gotta take care of myself. Hope you're having a great day. I am my dude, Dominic. What's up, bro? Dom in the building. Dude, so stoked to see you, G. I heard you. I remember that last message you sent me, dude. You bounced from Choose. You're doing extremely well. You're making magic happen. Hey, from Louisiana, dude. I'm so stoked to hear that, man. I'm so proud of you, bro. Like you bounced from AA too. That's so dope, man. There's this massive shift that I'm starting to recognize, starting to see, and I feel that it's just like super duper important that people understand and feel encouraged to generate their own path and find strength and trust in themselves to do whatever they feel is important and necessary for their own personal benefit. My path is different, and it doesn't mean that my path won't work for anybody. It just means that I kind of created my own series of formats and regimens and learning processes that help me move forward in life in a way that is appropriate for the way that I learn and the way that I express myself. And it's beautiful. And so the coolest part about all of our processes is we're more similar than we are different. I came to Beyond Sober from AA too. Dude, that's so awesome. And that's what Beyond Sober is. AA is not designed. I'm not shitting on AA, excuse my language. It's just, it's publicly known that it's not meant to fix addiction. It's not designed to work in the way that it's promoted. And it's because it doesn't cure depression, fix depression, cure disease, fix addictive anything. It's just there for you to not drink. It leaves people helpless. It encourages people to find a new addiction. Sometimes that addiction is to another person in the program. They become addicted to the 12 steps. They become addicted to labeling themselves, which is why I have a whole nother sobriety program coming out called Unlabeled. Super powerful stuff. And that's actually ideally what I wanted to talk about today, because I've got a ton of material here. I've been brainstorming all morning. You're drinking out? That's cool, bro. Hey, drink your water, please. Alcohol is extremely dehydrating, bro. So hangovers and all that stuff, it primarily is dehydration, malnutrition, lack of sleep, stuff like that. So if you drank last night, then you didn't actually get much sleep at all. You may have gotten some rest. Unlabeled. Yeah, I'm glad that you like it. I'm playing around with that title. And the whole point of Unlabeled Sobriety is to break the limitations within the labels that we hold ourselves up to. So you're so sober, you're not sober. Sober means that you still want to drink, but you're not, or you prefer to drink, but you can't because either you find yourself out of control, you got a dopamine irregularity, so one drink is too many and 1,000 isn't enough. You find safety in calling yourself an alcoholic, and it encourages you not to drink and things like that. So, but the point of Unlabeled is to reach a state of sobriety without labels, without it having to embrace the I can't. Without having to go like, I'm a great fucking person, but it's not possible. I'm an alcoholic. I am weak. I am traumatized. I am, living in my past, whatever it is. When we reshape the concept of sobriety and realize that it's just about toxicity and that you are a human being and a person, alcohol is my melatonin. I get you, man. It's the illusion of melatonin. Melatonin activates when your eyes are closed, right? So that's the whole thing, is as you drink to pass out, because your eyes are closed, you're activating a level of melatonin, which is how you kind of like pass out, but you're not actually activating REM sleep. I'm not in Arizona anymore. I'm actually here in Nashville. God, it's such a beautiful day today, yet we have Severe storms on the way. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is supposed to be pouring rain, flood warning, tornado warnings. I'm so excited, dude. Holy crap. I'm stoked for the weather. So Arizona, I still have a tan from walking 600 miles in the Arizona heat last year. Was it last year? Yeah, 2021. From August to August is exactly how long I was in Arizona. And it's taken me, God, I've been out here since August and out of the sun, and I still have a tan from Arizona. It's slight, but it's still there. It's a great memory of going like, dude, you used to walk 3 miles in the Arizona heat every day, bro. It was crazy stuff. Love your videos. Thank you so much. Hello from Nova Scotia. What? Canada. I love Canada. I'm actually attempting to move there. I'm not allowed into Canada until 2025 because that's when like the statute of limitations on my conviction in 2016 from defending myself from a raging alcoholic jiu-jitsu fighter, way bigger than me, trained in shit. I had to defend myself, and I got the heat for that shit. So I'm telling you, man, alcohol is the best way to find yourself in awkward situations that you would never, ever, ever find yourself in had you not been drinking. This is why 2 people with the problem don't make a solution. 2 people with the problem don't make a solution. It's 3 rights make a left. You're incredible. Thank you so much. Alberta's amazing. Calgary's amazing. Brienne's in Canada. She's in Calgary. I only know about Calgary. I know that's right. What's up, dude from Waterbury? CT. Where's CT? Is it Connecticut? Am I tripping down? Oh shit, 3 hats today. Goodness gracious. Hey, thank you so much. So this is what I've been working on all day, all morning long. I actually meditated twice today. I slept in just a little bit. I wouldn't call it necessarily sleeping in. I just didn't get up as early. And this is because I don't set alarms. I'm not trying to force my body. Long Island, hell yeah. I'm not trying to force my body to wake up. I'm not trying to force my machine into going like, it's game time, bro. The hustle culture has everybody thinking that they're late. The hustle culture and the grind and the entrepreneurial like wording and assimilations have people. Seattle, hell yeah, dude. What up, Radar? So good to see you. You have people thinking that they're behind on something because they're not up earlier than other people. Thank you so much for talking to me. Haley Bear, I'm so proud of you, man. Thank you so much for reaching out. And you're important to me. How you feel matters to me. Like it really fucking does. You've been through a lot and you're going through a lot and you're doing the best you possibly can with everything you have. All the gifts that you've been given, all the circumstances that you've been privileged to go through, have put you in this position to find yourself strong enough to actually reach for support, which is what we're all doing. Did I go cold turkey? Technically, yes, because once I died from the alcohol, I stopped drinking. Bad stuff, man. Nowadays, we don't do that. We practice the single shot method. We practice consuming less alcohol safely. And then once we find our mind and body in an appropriate and healthier position, then we could decide whether or not we want to stay at a low intake or we would just like to stop and give our bodies permission to heal. Developing a healthier relationship with alcohol is the point of sobriety. Sobriety doesn't mean not drinking alcohol, never consuming again. There's millions of healthy people that have a couple drinks a day, maybe even a couple drinks a night, that don't have a physical or emotional dependency on the poison, and they used to. That's what the single shot method is designed to help us do. As a matter of fact, this morning, there was a 21-year-old kid. I think, actually, my bad, he just turned 23. He says, dude, I'm drinking, 8 or 9 a night, and I was drinking 10 to 15 a night. Crazy Luna, what's up, girl? I was drinking 10 to 15 a night, and I'm down to 8 or 9, but now I'm going to the gym, and now I'm doing these things, and I want to get ahead of this before I destroy my 20s with partying. So we're talking about the single shot method, which is the same concept. How do you stop the right way? I'm telling you right now. There's a difference between stopping, quitting, and shifting. Hey, buddy, what's up, dude? So stoked to see you. You kept me sober for 2 months. I had a hard time recently and relapse. You didn't relapse. You just fucking lapsed. Excuse my language. Before I get off topic and all this, here's the trick. For anybody that is like, I want to get sober. I don't want to quit cold turkey. I'm afraid of withdrawals. My best friend had a seizure. My heart goes crazy. My anxiety is spiking. All of that stuff. This is the neurological reconditioning that I've embedded into the process called the single shot method. If anybody's really curious how to do this, specifically, I've recorded everything that you need to know. I've put all the advanced documents and downloads and step-by-step on the website. It is totally free. It is 100% for you. It's meant to help you slowly acclimate to a lesser intake so you are in a healthier place to decide whether or not you want to stay at that spot, having 2, 3, 4, whatever your preferred intake is, or you would like to just dramatically reduce the potential of withdrawal symptoms so you can quit and do a dry march or whatever. This is how it's done. I'm going to give it very short, and then I'm going to go into a few other things that I've been working on. So single shot, let's just say this. Homie was drinking 10 to 15. Now he's down to 8 or 9. So this morning I told him, bro, your new number, your new daily average, because you drink between 8 and 9, is 8. So you are now going to get a case of beer, and you are going to set 8 beers aside for the night. What you do with those other beers, put them in another room, give them to a homie, whatever. Hide them, right? Put them under the house. Build a hole. Whatever. The point is that you are neurologically and you're going to start drinking with intent. So instead of drinking to go like, I could only have 8 because I have a problem. Oh, I'm weaning myself off. Oh, this sucks. I can't have more. That is a negative connotation, which breeds unnecessary anxiety and is subliminal pressure, which makes us want to drink more. Because I'm telling you, man, if you try and take this guava juice from me, I'm going to be fucking upset. If you try and limit this intake from me, if you walk through the door and be like, Cody, you can't have your guava juice anymore. You could only have like 3 more sips and that's it. I'm going to fuck you up. This is my guava juice. This is my jam. It's water. It's nutrients. It's vitamins. I like drinking this. I'm good at drinking this. I drink it every single day. It's awesome. I'm going to have some mango juice later. But if you try and take this from me or limit how much of this I can have, then it's different. Because now I'm in the state of survival. I'm trying to defend something that I like, defend something that I enjoy, defend something that I'm used to doing. So telling me I can't do something or I don't do something, I'm not allowed to do something, I'm telling you I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it twice as hard out of spite for the fact that I can't do it. Watch me do it. That's why people have so much struggle in sobriety, is because they think they can't do something. In this case, we can. The point is, Cody, you can have all of this, but what I want you to do is I just want you to drink slower. So what I did for you, Cody, is I put eight sips in here, 8 massive gulps in here. And so for the next 8 hours, you're going to drink all of it, but you're just going to drink like 1 big gulp every hour, right? So you're going to have the exact same amount that you're used to. The difference is I just don't want you chugging it. So we're going to stretch this out. You can have all of it, bro. And the point with this is, once we start looking at our intake from a progressive and expansive perspective, then we're excited to drink this. The repercussion or the result of drinking this in a different way is I don't feel like I'm losing anything. I don't feel like I'm quitting something. I don't feel like I'm going through a breakup. I don't feel like I have anxiety because I'm looking forward to drinking this, and I'm just drinking it in a different way. So same is directly applied with alcohol. So it's not that you can't have 9, it's that you're excited to drink 8. I'm so excited to drink 8 today. I'm really stoked to drink 8. I'm really good at drinking 8, actually. I drink 8 beers a day, man. I'm the best at drinking 8. Perfect. I'm actually the best at drinking less. So when you program yourself neurologically, right, through the power of words and energy, then what's happening is you are progressively rewarding yourself every time you take a drink. Because it is a reward. It is a type of success. You successfully drank that beer. You successfully drank the second one. You successfully drank the third one. And it's success because you're doing it with intent. You're not doing it aimlessly. You're not out here just going, I just got nothing to do. I'm just going to drink 8 and maybe it'll go 9, 10, 11. No, you're drinking with purpose now. So what that does for us is it relieves the stress. It relieves the pressure, and it doesn't feel like mom and dad are removing our favorite plaything out of the playroom. All right, so this becomes the new average. So he was drinking 8 or 9. He drinks 8. He's going to do that for a few days until he's in a position to go like, you know what? I'm really good at drinking 7. So he's going to take those last beers and get them away or whatever he wants to do, hide them, whatever, pour them out, doesn't matter. Lock them up. But the point is that he's actively going to start drinking 7 until 7 becomes his new number, because he's the best at drinking 7 and he's the best at drinking less. Success, 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 success. All of the success and these specific neurological reconditionings, the firing of a signal and the wiring of it with practice, he's now not necessarily removing, he's now actively stepping into that specific state of success while consuming something at a lesser rate. So he's doing less damage to his body while amplifying his excitement to get healthier. So what that's neurologically and consciously and even subconsciously, he's developing a healthier relationship with alcohol while still consuming it, without removing it, without eliminating a thing, without feeling like he's going through a breakup, without dramatically jeopardizing his sense of peace. Now he's going to drink his 7. We're going to continue doing that until he finds himself in this position where he's only having a few drinks a night. At that point, he can decide, well, I like this. I like being able to have 2 or 3 drinks. I like that. So he could stay there if he wants to. And he's getting there. He's doing great. A lot of people do this with like hard liquor, where there's like 30 shots a day like I was, and now they're down to a couple beers a month type situation, or a couple beers a night. So from that standpoint, he can decide, I don't want alcohol in my body. I want to give my body a break. I like where my tolerance is at right now. I like where my energy is. I like how I'm feeling. And from that space, he's in a cognitive and progressive space to decide whether or not he wants alcohol in his life at all. Most people that find themselves at a low tolerance or back in control of drinking realize that the amount of alcohol they're drinking isn't doing anything for them anymore. There's really no point to just poison yourself if you can't even catch a buzz. So what happens is they just stop drinking, and they're not in fear of withdrawals. Their insomnia starts to go away. They start to get better sleep, better rest. Their diet comes back. Their energy comes back. There's a glow in their eyes again. They're actually excited to go to sleep. They're excited to wake up. They're excited to go back to the gym. They're excited to go outside. And so this is just this simple energetic repercussion of not poisoning ourselves any longer. But that doesn't mean we're actively improving our quality of life. We're just not poisoning ourselves anymore. Hey, the Room Medina gang, what up, baby? So stoked to see you, bro. I'm about to talk about a new program. I'm going to start recording, dude. But right at this moment, we're talking about the single shot method and how we can progressively start consuming less with intent and be excited about our progress. Now, the progress and the energy that I talk about in the single shot method is the exact same energy and processes that we use in the Beyond Sober program, because we're focusing on habits. We're focusing on accepting things for what they are. We're focusing on developing new habits and not dropping old ones, but developing new ones like drinking water. And then we're practicing looking at the story we're telling ourselves about our past to help fuel our future instead of helping us remain in this shitty present that we're not excited about. And then we talk about how to 10x your success. So taking all the success, all of the lack of drinking or the improved mental health, how to take that and 10x that, man, get 10 times the amount of success than what you've achieved, and how to practice doing that every single day. Because life is a practice. You get good at anything you practice, man. And based on what you practice, you're going to get specific results. And then the last module of Beyond Sober is called Life Beyond Sobriety, which is expanding and designing a life strategically based on who you are, where you're at, and more importantly, where you want to go. And that is also an expansion of the latest program that I'm currently recording called Unlabeled. And so, yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. There's so many people who have got so many results, not just through Beyond Sober, but through the single shot method, that they're able to do whatever they want now, right? Here's the interesting part. This is why Unlabeled is a more specific and progressive approach through sobriety. It's because there are people that will get beyond sober. Like they're sober and they're living a life, but they still call themselves sober. They still identify possibly as an alcoholic. They still cling to the concept of someone that has a problem, and they use that to keep themselves safe so they don't go down the alcohol aisle and are tempted to drink. This is where Unlabeled comes in. So we look at temptation. and we look at triggers and we look at our realities and go, well, if I just wasn't triggered to drink, I wouldn't. Emotional, physical, spiritual triggers, societal, environmental triggers, subconscious triggers, like all of those things. So when we look at the concept of beyond sober, how do I feel about NA beer? If you don't have a problem with alcohol and you enjoy the taste of beer, drink that shit. There's 0.0 alcohols out there. I actually know, I go to the gym with a distiller, so he distills whiskey. They have a non-distilled or double distilled whiskey that has 0.0 alcohol but still tastes like whiskey. So you could go to the bar, get a 0.0, not catch a fade, but still enjoy the taste of that. So if you are starting your sobriety journey, there is no reason to trick yourself into thinking that you're drinking, because the neurological processes that are associated with the taste, with the smell, with the feeling, you may dramatically trigger an auto response, right? To just give it to me. What's the point of me drinking this if I get nothing out of it? I wasn't just drinking it for the taste. I was drinking it for the feeling, right? I found you here and I was stuck, but I knew I wasn't craving, but I was stuck. I'm with you. Most people feel stuck, but they aren't stuck. So we look at, this ties right into unlabeled, right? Which is literally module 1 of unlabeled. So when we approach sobriety and mental health from the space of triggers, we're able to dramatically capitalize on where we're at based on our success instead of our problems. So literally, module 1 is a week where we're just talking about triggers. It's 5 videos, 5 very specific topics that we're referencing here that are just associated with triggers. And literally the first one is understanding triggers, man. What are triggers and how they relate to addiction and recovery? If I was to just freestyle off the top of my head, what are triggers? Trigger is just an emotional reaction to the unexpected. That's it. So a toy could fall off the counter. A plate can hit the table and you're triggered because that's a trauma response, because you were raised in an unhealthy, kind of chaotic environment, which made you want to escape. So someone closing a car door or the wind closing, slamming the windows shut, those are very triggering responses. Those responses are meant to help us decide whether or not we want to stay put, which is freeze or chill, whether we want to flight, which is run out the front door or go the opposite direction, or whether we want to fight. So for instance, my father, if you were to trigger him accidentally, you get hit. It doesn't matter what the trigger is. His autonomic system is to react in violence. So we learned to tiptoe and be very, very careful with the things we did and did not do. Because if you didn't do something, it triggered his insecurities. If you did do something, it triggered whatever his response is. So we had to constantly tiptoe around everything, which is constantly basically forcing our nervous system to be on high alert all the time. This is why I had a trigger for many years of hearing diesel engines, smelling gas, footsteps, closing doors, like slamming doors, car doors, house doors, front doors, back doors, side doors, dishes breaking, anybody that's raising their voice, automatically just forced me into this freeze state, and it amplified my paranoia. And through like meditation and mindfulness and gratitude and all these very specific healthy practices that I perform every day, I've given my body, I've reconditioned my nervous system to just accept it as a noise that doesn't need my response, right? Just blew my mind. Trippy shit. This is what we talk about in module 1 of triggers. So if I'm blowing your mind in module 1 and I'm just talking about a concept, I say this to go, can you possibly imagine what I'm going to record specifically for you in this so you could dramatically amplify your success from a mental health, physical health, and even spiritual health standpoint? So we look at those triggers and go like, if we haven't practiced disconnecting from the trigger, more importantly, allowing these triggers to happen or accepting that they're there, then we're always going to have a nervous tick, per se, to think about alcohol first, to think about the solution first. We tend to go, what's the solution to the trigger? is to remove it or to not have it. How do we not have it if we don't know how to not be triggered? It's to escape it. How do we escape it? We escape it with alcohol because it numbs my system or numbs my awareness to what I actually care about. I care about the volume. I care about the slamming. I care about getting hurt. I care about not being, you see what I'm saying? So we constantly are triggered into thinking about the thing we're attempting to escape from. Alcohol is triggering too. So you might be triggered by alcohol, and the answer to that trigger is to drink alcohol. That is addictive behavior, and that's neurological conditioning based on chaotic environment. So understanding how triggers are so powerful in your sobriety journey, in your recovery journey, is super duper duper important. And so we may not even know what our triggers are. We may have a concept of it. We may look at things and go like, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And when someone does that, I kind of feel this way. Cool. But that's a surface level trigger. The triggers that we are worried about, the ones that we really want to focus on are the ones that we don't even know we have. I didn't know that the silence was chaotic in my world. I didn't know that I was the peacekeeper of the house. I just thought I knew everything. No, you've been on high alert half your life, and so you recognize patterns to keep yourself safe. You call yourself an empath, which is what I am, but you're also highly sensitive for your own safety. You've been conditioned to focus on triggers so you could navigate through or around anything that may make you feel unsafe. Damn. So the key is not to remove the trigger. The key is to help you feel safe when you're not drinking. Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Because that trigger is going to show up, but if you feel safe in your environment, then you're not actually triggered. You're reminded about how safe you are. This is where, if we're still drinking alcohol, we're constantly dysregulating our nervous system, and it doesn't matter which way we think, we still feel like there's something to worry about. Right? Makes sense? Makes sense? Silence and calm seems odd. Exactly. Those with chaos in their heart think peace is boring. I say this all the time, dude. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing. I really, really appreciate you. It's everybody that's subscribing is why I'm like, oh, I need to go live. I need to share this. And I really, really, really thank you. It's because of your support that I continue expanding and working on myself and designing opportunities and solutions and services to make sure that you and I are as close to the same space in our journey, man. 9 weeks sober. That's so amazing. I'm so proud of you. That's dope. That is super dope. Remember, happiness is the key to long-term sobriety. Happy people don't jeopardize their health or peace with a poison. They just don't. Like there's anybody. If anybody knew where I lived and they came through the door with a case of beer, first off, I wouldn't be triggered. But the other thing is if they were about to get rowdy in my spot, it's a hard fucking no, bro. Hell no. Y'all can drink down the street, dude. We live in Nashville. You can go down. You don't need to come hang here and disrupt. Oh shit! Thank you so much. You don't need to create unnecessary chaos in my nest, bro. What are you talking about? This place is full of positive energy, dude. And that's the thing is, if we don't practice sitting with ourselves, aspiring, hey, what's up? Thank you so much. If we don't practice sitting with ourselves and allowing these things to unfold, then we're not going to be tested into accommodating our triggers in a healthy way. You're not supposed to not get triggered. Our triggers are supposed to be there because they keep us safe. We are, a healthy practice is accepting the trigger for what it is, recognizing it. Oh, it's a trigger. That shit still messes with me. Still messes with me. We talk about it. We feel it. We allow it. We don't try and run away. We don't try and intellectualize it away. We're not trying to create all these fucking things and try and figure out why it's there. We're just supposed to accept the fact that that's a trigger. That's something that we are healing from. Listen to what I'm saying. This is so powerful. Keep in mind, this is what I'm saying right now was a freestyle off the first title in the first video of the Unlabeled Sobriety Program. I haven't even talked to you about what's in here. The first key point that I'm talking about is what is a trigger and how they relate to sobriety and recovery and addiction. So if you're digging what I'm saying, then what I'm going to be putting in practice for you guys is going to warp your mind, dude. Like dead serious with this. So one of my most powerful realizations is that your trigger, this is for everybody. Thank you so much. Your triggers are not where you're broken. Your triggers are where you're healing. I don't have any kids. Your triggers are not where you're broken. Your triggers are where you're healing. If you don't know what needs your attention, then we can't heal it. You don't heal unless something needs your attention. Unless there's energy in a space that needs your love. Your triggers are a reflection of the love you have for yourself. Your triggers and your shitty emotions or whatever your dislikes, those things that really mess with you, are not where you're messing up. They are not meant to make you feel like you're weak. You have to know, if I have a glass and there's a crack in it, if I don't know where that crack is, I can't even drink from the glass. Because what's going to happen, if I just continue ignoring the crack in the glass, I'm going to continue wondering why the hell it keeps spilling on my shirt. Every time. Every time I pick this glass up, like it just leaks. Why? It even happens with this. If this little thing like this, like if I don't tighten it enough, it just starts to leak, right? And I'm drinking and it just starts to leak. I'm not supposed to look at this and go there's something broken. I go oh shit, I didn't even realize I was there. Thanks for showing me what needs my attention. I keep ignoring this seal right here. If I continue putting energy into sealing this, I don't have to worry about it leaking. Another way of saying that is you are your cup. You are the cup. This is you. So if there's cracks and creases and the seal is off, if there's a hole in the top, if you sit here and go there's no hole here, dude. You can't see a hole. There's no hole here. I'm working just fine, dude. I'm spinning around. I'm doing my thing. I'm fine. But why is it spilling out the top? There's no hole here. You have to recognize that there is a hole there because that's what needs to be healed. That's where it's healing. As we shift those perspectives and recognize that our triggers are our best friends. I was told that I am an empty cup. The beautiful part about being an empty cup is you have so much space to fill it with what you love. You're not an empty cup. You just pour everything that you have into everything else and there's nothing left. There's nothing wrong with having an empty cup because once you know what to fill it with, you could just be a cup. It doesn't matter what's in there. But your preference is what you are going to choose to refill that cup with. Triggers in our emotions, in our intellect, in our practices, an empty bucket, we are conditioning ourselves to know what to do with an empty cup and what to do with a cup that's overflowing. How are your teeth so white? I actually use a teeth whitening thing called sugar. My homegirl Fallon from Canada, she's like, I got this teeth whitening thing. Actually, what's cool is every time Sugar sells, she donates a portion of the profits to Beyond Sober and the Sober Not Sober movement. She also donates profits to sober homes and all that stuff. So I get, they're not this white. TikTok is making them just a little bit whiter, but they are whiter than what they were. But yeah, so she donates. I work directly with her. I'm associated with her. She's a partner. And so her profits either in Canada or in the U.S., they go towards helping people overcome addiction. It's super duper cool. So check this out. So this is, that was just topic one. That was title one of the first video or first section. The next one that I talk about is common triggers, which is such as boredom, stress, social situations, and how they lead to substance abuse. So it is so fucking common, dude. It is so insanely common to be triggered by boredom, dude. You're sober almost 3 weeks? That's amazing. Triggered by boredom. Damn. Because here's what we're doing. If we sit here and we can't enjoy, I didn't get a liver transplant because I healed my liver over the past 6 years. I don't need one anymore. I'm in perfect health as much as the doctors can tell. There's my high blood pressure tester. That's the only thing. And that's because of stage 4 cirrhosis. But cirrhosis isn't a death sentence if you take care of yourself. Most people don't live past 1 year once they reach stage 4. And that's because they do nothing with their sobriety. They do nothing with their physical health. They just don't drink. Remember this, for anybody on their sobriety journey, The reason why I put so much energy into these things, it's to occupy your time with energy. Time does not heal. How long you've been sober doesn't mean you're more sober. How long you've been sober doesn't mean you're more recovered. I'm going to say this again. Time has nothing to do with sobriety. Because if you do nothing with that time, you're the same person with the same amount of emotional and physical damage. Spiritual damage, financial damage. Time does nothing. As a matter of fact, most of us stop drinking and we wait. Waiting is punishment. What do we do when we feel like we're being punished? We're triggered, dude. We want to escape that. I don't want to feel like sobriety is painful and it's a punishment and it's a curse and it's not fun. Like I can't do my thing. This is why you can go sit in the corner of sobriety your whole fucking life. And every time you turn around, you're the same person. This is why people will do next to nothing with their sobriety and will call themselves an alcoholic the rest of their life, even though they don't drink and don't have a problem and have broken their addiction. Because the only thing that's keeping them occupied with their time is going, I can't drink, so I have to do this. Remember, you're an alcoholic if you still want to drink and feel and believe and know chemically, neurologically, biologically that you have a physical addiction and it's pulling you towards the substance, man. Like you're literally fighting that shit every day. You're not an alcoholic because once you have a drink, it's hard for you to stop. That might put you on the spectrum, but you're not an alcoholic. Where I'm going with this is, if you do absolutely nothing to shift your thoughts, if you do nothing to have new feelings or emotions, if you do nothing with your time and you're taking the same actions, then you are simply in between drinks. That's it. You're zero amount recovered. Zero. And this is why, if you are zero amount recovered, then calling yourself sober is a powerful accomplishment. Because what that means is you are actively saying no to alcohol because it's a struggle. But when you move so far through your sobriety and you literally share no neurological pathways associated with the old version of you, your cells are completely different, you think different, you feel different, you act different, you do different, then you're at a space of sobriety where it's not even a thing. You can't even call yourself sober because you just don't drink alcohol. You can't, that's what sober, not sober means. You're so sober that you can't even identify as sober anymore, which is also where the concept of ex-alcoholic comes from. When you break up with alcohol and you remove your physical addiction and codependency on something that was wrapped up in your whole life every single day, you're now an ex. You broke up with that. Just because you think about your ex doesn't mean you want them back. You choose not to drink. So not only did you break your physical dependency, you broke your emotional entanglement, you broke up with that relationship, and you choose not to drink, you are an ex-alcoholic if you choose to live with that title. The only reason I call myself an ex-alcoholic is to bring up the conversation of what labels do, what they mean, and the absolute facts behind sobriety and mental health. So this is why, once again, if you do nothing and you're just sitting here waiting patiently, thinking that in 30 days from now you're going to be more sober than 4 days, then you're just waiting to relapse. You're waiting to lapse. And most people don't even relapse because most people don't have a physical addiction to alcohol. Most people just have a problem. They're problem drinkers. They enjoy getting drunk. They enjoy blacking out. They enjoy partying. None of those make you an alcoholic. Not even if you drink alcohol every single day of your life. You are not an alcoholic if you drink every day. You're an alcoholic if you're physically addicted to the shit. If you have a physical and emotional dependency on it and it feels almost impossible to say no, if the thought of not having alcohol in your life gives you anxiety, you're on the spectrum, dude. You've developed some level of alcoholism and it's imperative that you practice drinking less. Because think about this. Imagine being in love with somebody and then them going, I think I want to break up. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? No, I can't imagine my life without you. That is a dependency. That is an entanglement. That is way deeper than just really liking to drink. That's alcoholism, dude. So I encourage everybody here to look at their relationship with alcohol and go, Can I live without it? Would it be a detrimental blow to my entire existence if it wasn't there? If nobody brought alcohol to my house, would it be a problem? If I never bought alcohol again, would there be a drastic change in my life? If the answer is yes, then that's why I develop programs and opportunities like this, is so we could progressively start working our way back and developing a relationship with ourselves. Because the greater relationship we have with ourselves, in any relationship, 100%, the greater the relationship we have with ourselves, the happier, the more expansive, the more cognitive, the more creative we're going to be with ourselves. And if we are giving ourselves everything that relationship, alcohol or a person, was giving us, then we no longer have any level of dependency. Does that make sense? We have to give ourselves what alcohol and other relationships have been providing to us. So here's the interesting part. Everybody that drinks alcohol is seeking peace. They're seeking relaxation. They're seeking the escape of the thoughts, the escape of the pain, the escape of the illusion, the escape of the drama, the escape of the toxicity, the escape of the narcissistic attributes that define your structure in life. We're attempting to escape a world that we're not feeling at peace within. So this is where it is so detrimentally important that we give our thoughts, feelings, and actions towards what actually bring us peace when we're not drinking. Even if alcohol is still a part of your life, what are you doing in between drinks? Just going to work and just being excited for those beers when you get home? Or do you have a yoga practice? Are you going for a walk? Are you having conversations? Are you meditating? Are you drinking more water? Are you getting rest? Are you saying yes to exciting things? If your life is work and alcohol, or you don't have a regimen that you're excited to activate and live within, then we have some type of emotional dependency on the illusion of peace. This is why so many people go like, I drink on the weekends, I party, I work all week long, and then I get obliterated on the weekend. And that's because their life isn't necessarily packed with purpose or fulfillment or love or joy or excitement and any of those things, because either they find reasons why there's not enough time. Most commonly, we find reasons why we don't deserve happiness because life sucks. We look in the mirror, we look at our circumstances, we look at our bills, we focus on all the things that aren't working, and that makes it seem like we're inadequate and not deserving of $1 billion fucking dollars. I'm so pumped! You deserve the health and the happiness and the fun and the vacations and the money and all that shit, regardless of what your life looks like. It may not be preferable right now. Fuck, are we in a recession? Is it still a pandemic? All that stuff? I say this to go, why is it that this pandemic has been one of the most incredible experiences for me? Why has none of it affected me personally? Why am I not drinking myself to death? Why am I not just bitter and lonely and disconnected and disgruntled and upset and perturbed and angry? It is just me. It is just me all by myself. Why and how is it possible to be the most abundant and excited and expressive and expansive and happy and blissful and peaceful with all this fucking chaos going around? I choose not to be involved. I choose not to allow it to affect me. It's not my shit. I don't need to care. I'm not obligated to care, and I choose not to be triggered by these things. It's a choice. This full circle is back into triggers, man. So we look at our societal situations, we look at our home situations, our work circumstances, and we focus all of our attention on what we don't like. Look, dude, this is something called your reticular activating system or activation system. I'm going to see if I could help anybody step into this. Don't look for anything blue. I want you to look around, right now. Look around. Just do this. See if you can find something blue. Blue is your new color for the day, right? We're all looking for something blue. I see blue on the background right here. What else? Little blue in the sky. Blue in the computer right here. Do I have any blue? No blue over here. I don't have any blue on this, but I can see all the blue. For the remainder of this conversation, and possibly for the remainder of the day, you are, oh, look, more blue. Your brain is now looking for blue. It was on a detox tea packet. Blue. You're going to see a blue car. You're going to see a blue sky. You're going to see a blue word. You're going to see a blue whatever. Your your RAS system, reticular activation system, is now engaged and programmed to look and notice the color blue without you even being aware of it. So as you go throughout the day, you're going to be like, damn it, Cody, blue. He said it. I knew it. Ugh. The same exact thing happens when you focus on the shit. If I tell you to go look for every single fucking crack in the wall, I guarantee you, if you spend any amount of time looking for cracks, and cracks is what matters to you, you're just going to be sitting here and look for anything that looks like a crack. It could just be a line on the wall. It could just be a little fucking speck over here. It could be a hair. But the point is you've now programmed your subconscious mind to look for anything that could be upsetting. If you don't like cracks, don't go outside. If you don't like cracks, stop looking at the walls. If you don't like cracks, don't buy any granite countertops, right? This is the truth with our programming, consciously and subconsciously, because remember this. If you don't program yourself on purpose, then you've been programmed accidentally by your environment, through your circumstances, through your relationship, by alcohol. Remember, alcohol is a parasite. It needs you to find reasons why it deserves to be drank. Alcohol is a parasite. It needs you to find reasons why it deserves your time. That's all toxicity. You're amazing. I appreciate you. You are educational. Thank you so much. I love these words. And so we look at this and go like, all right, well, if alcohol is a parasite in my mind, toxicity is a parasite, and toxicity only exists based on the energy that I give it or what is of interest to me, then every time I take a sip of alcohol, alcohol is literally programming me to find a reason why it deserves to be consumed. So that means you're going to think about all that shit. You're going to think about that past randomly. You're going to think about that trauma. Thank you for the love, by the way. You're going to find the dishes aren't done. They didn't say hello. The shirt has a smudge on it, man. The iPad keeps dying. The thing won't charge. My favorite show isn't on. The drink doesn't taste as good. I'm sick. I'm congested. I'm this. I didn't get the fucking raise. There's another bill. Of course, all of that shit is programmed into your subconscious, and it's everywhere. That's because you're accidentally looking for it. If you want to, trust me, man, you may consciously not want to drink, but your brain thinks it's important. Your brain and body are conditioned to find reasons why alcohol deserves to be consumed. In the same aspect that if I'm thirsty and I want to drink more water, I'm going to put water everywhere around the house. Because every time I look around, I'm going to be reminded that I need water. This is why I'm so good at drinking water. This is why I always have this. Even people in the gym go like, dude, I've never seen you without that cup. I fucking love this cup. For a while, it took me a long time to practice drinking water. That's why I own the brand Drink Water. DRNKWATR, Drink Water. That's why in Beyond Sober, I'm telling you, every time we do something cool, say something cool, feel something cool, we reward ourselves with water. So that same goes with alcohol. So as we're on our sobriety journey, we think about alcohol, we reward that thought, that trigger, which is what all this is about, with water. So now when we're triggered, we think about water. Now when we feel that feeling, we are conditioned to expect something that's good for us. Water is good for us. Juice is good for us. These things are good for us. And the better we feel, the better we do. The better we do, the better we think. The better we think, the better we feel. Better we feel, the better we do. Better we do, the better we think. The better we think, the better we feel. Better we feel, you see what I'm saying? All accidentally. You accidentally programmed yourself to hate everything and find reasons to fucking drink. What up, Jay? But now we've got to practice finding reasons why we're the shit. And why all of our triggers are fucking learning points. Why we're no longer afraid to be triggered. We're excited for these triggers because it's a reminder for us to drink water. We have to practice being that version of ourselves using these conditions that arise without our permission. You're not asking for a trigger and you're not trying to avoid them. You're allowing them in your life, right? My sister passed away. Damn, man. Sending so much love your way. My sister almost died. Her liver failed too. That was a rough story, man. I can imagine that. So this goes on. I'm as I 11:11. Holy shit! Is it? Oh, it's 12:12 over here. So that was just top topic or key points 1 and 2 of module 1, video 1 of Unlabeled. So key point 3 is the connection between triggers, thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So I kind of went over that right there. So going a little bit deeper into the connection between thoughts. We think that we're thinking these thoughts on purpose. I really want you to think about this. We have this shitty thought. That guy sucks. I suck. This is no fun. They're no fun. When our systems are programmed to facilitate a truth. Remember, our belief system, if we believe that the world sucks, our brain is going to look for reason why the world sucks and why you deserve to feel that way because it's what you actually want, even if it's not true. Look, what we believe is very rarely true. And what is true, we very rarely believe. So if you believe the world is out to get you, your brain thinks that is true, even though it's just a belief. And so it's going to find reasons for that belief to be accurate. So it's going to, just like the blue car, just like the blue color, it is going to look for that and solidify that belief so you could act upon that belief. So you look in the mirror and you go like, damn, I'm ugly as shit. I'm not as pretty as I could be. I was prettier before. I'm getting uglier. Man, if only I look like this. That fucking Kardashian bitch, right? Like, if only. Those thoughts are triggers too. Every time we have a thought, keep in mind, you're not choosing to have that thought, but why is it there? Listen to what I'm saying. I had to quit too. It's taken over my life. I got you. You're not choosing to have that thought. This is a question for you. Would you, the real you, the happy, healthy, beautiful, amazing, powerful, incredible you, choose that thought for you? Would you choose that thought for anybody else? If you're a happy person, would you choose that thought? Would you, in a whole list of thoughts, you have a whole list of thoughts, would you go, you know what? The thought I want to have when I look in the mirror is, you ain't shit. Would you choose that on purpose? Drinking is such a trap. Would you? Cody, the alcohol got me again after wife cheated on me and taking my kids, and I get you, man. No, I wouldn't. I'd kick myself. We'll talk about that. We're all talking about triggers, man, because triggers are the number one reason why we drink, why we think about alcohol, all that stuff. It's so hard. It's supposed to be. That's why it's worth your time. No, you wouldn't. Okay, so you wouldn't choose that thought. So why is it there? Why is it there? Remember this, at one point, somebody, something, somewhere, at some time, that became true for you. Fridays are my triggers. That became true. Triggers are winning right now. If they were winning, you wouldn't be here. Your triggers are helping you heal right now. That's why you're here. It's because of those triggers that you're here. So to say that triggers are winning, no, you're winning. Your triggers brought you here. How the fuck you think you got here? It's from a trigger. That trigger is your best friend. That trigger had brought you to this conversation. So to give your own power away, to go like, no, my triggers are getting the best of me. Well, they ain't right now. If they were, then why are you still here? Your triggers want you to stay away from anything that helps that trigger not exist. Right? But you're here. Therefore, the triggers cannot be winning because you're doing something good for yourself. Those triggers are losing fucking hard. Hard. So we think of these thoughts and we go like, okay, well, at one point or another, I was convinced that I wasn't shit. I watched a video yesterday of this woman who she's like, when I was 7 years old, my mother said that I had a pig nose. When I was 10, someone else wouldn't take pictures with me because they said I was too fat or whatever. The camera doesn't photograph me well, or the camera doesn't love me. When I was 14, someone said the whale was walking by. When I was 21, she just went through a whole fucking story of trauma, of just absolute assholes attempting to convince her that she wasn't or isn't the most beautiful person in the fucking room, dude. She didn't choose that thought. She did not wake up one day and go, you know what I want? I want to wear an oversized fucking shirt to the pool because I would rather feel like a whale and wear black sweats and an oversized shirt to the pool all summer fucking long and never go swimming. She didn't fucking choose that shit. That was ingrained. That was embedded. That was her circumstances. And because she didn't know or wasn't evolved enough as a child, it became a belief which she convinced herself to be true, to where she stopped taking pictures because she believed that the camera didn't fucking love her. The camera didn't love her? Her mom's friend said that shit to her. Holy shit. You don't think that a phrase like that won't fuck your whole life up, dude? Won't fuck your whole life up? Dude, a single phrase that just, you said it in the right way, accidentally or on purpose, is enough to shift your entire belief system to get people to jump off bridges and shit. It will mess with your whole world, which is why if we're listening to what other people are saying and allowing ourselves to be influenced by other people's words, then what the fuck are we saying to ourselves? Are we saying what they're saying? We're just accepting that information? You ain't shit. You ain't pretty. You're not strong enough. No, you can't have that. Sobriety's not for you. Alcoholism runs in the family. No. That's your destiny. Why are we listening to these people that are doing no better than us and offering us zero amounts of value to trigger a fucking thought that we would never choose to think? And then we accept that. We're willing to accept the words of other people and accept all the thoughts that we didn't choose to think that aren't helping us move forward. But we talk ourselves out of saying things that are a little bit more difficult to start doing but are actually fucking true. Holy shit. You're a human, dude. You've survived everything that's ever happened to you. And you're going to survive everything. Don't act like you're not going to figure this shit out. Why are you pretending like you don't have what it takes? You've survived everything. You've thrived through everything. If you've survived the torture, then it is inevitable that you will survive the recovery. If you've survived the pain, it is inevitable that you're going to survive the recovery. That's why we have programs and concepts and ideas and support and communities and all that shit. And water and juice. If you could take the pain, then you could take the healing. What the actual? But nobody wants to say this shit to each other. Happy, healthy people do. We do. I want to see you win. I want you to influence yourself so hardcore that you're influencing the next person with the same words, similar words, or even better words. That's how we grow. We all win when we all win, man. There's no hierarchy here. There's enough health and sobriety and success and wealth and abundance to go around for everyone. It's not a limited fucking resource. You can stop. Who the fuck told you can't? You can stop. Who told you can't? Was it you? You're a fucking liar. You're a liar. You're lying to yourself. I hope you can't stop so we could study you. I fucking hope you're the one in this of everybody I could have attracted into this conversation right now. I attracted the one person in the entire universe that can't do what every other human on Earth can do. Because we want to study you. We need, please submit your information to me because there is something so neurologically different from you that you deserve to be studied, and we really need to really put energy into understanding how and why it's impossible for just you. Here's the interesting part about sobriety and health and all that stuff. Every single person that ever did it said they couldn't do it. Every single person that decided to invest in themselves were first finding reasons why they weren't worth it. Every person that ever got sober was convinced down to the cellular level of their fucking bodies and their mind that it was impossible, that they could not fucking do it. Every single one of them. But just because I say that doesn't mean you accept it, because you've programmed yourself to find reasons with that reticular activating system that it's impossible, that you can't do it. You look at this and go I don't want to right now, that's why I can't do it. No, you can do it, you just choose not to do it right now. I'm not ready, that's why I can't do it. You can do it, you just haven't prepared yourself. Well, I can't do it because of my job. Okay, you're prioritizing work over health. That's fine, you still can do it. There's infinite ways, unlimited combinations of ways to take care of yourself, and all you've done is practice finding reasons why you're not ready to take on that challenge yet. There's nothing wrong with that. Just accept the fact that you can do it and choose not to right now. No one's going to beat you up. You're beating yourself up. That's fine. This is why we show up, and this is why we have programs and resources and all that stuff. Booze is poison, 100%. As a matter of fact, alcohol is the reason why you keep saying you can't. It's a parasite. If alcohol wanted you to believe that you could stop consuming it, you would stop consuming it. But it needs you to be powerless, to feel powerless, so it can have all the power and give you a hug later. So it's a narcissist, dude. It is actively running you over with a truck so it can heal you. That is the, what is that called? Stockholm syndrome associated with alcoholism. You can do it, but it has convinced you that it's not possible. It needs you, bro. It needs you to need it. Alcohol needs you. You don't need alcohol. That's the interesting part. It is powerless without us. It is literally just as powerful as this fucking water right here. If I don't drink it, it has no power. Whatever. How do you numb the suffering without alcohol? Why would you numb the thing that's helping you get stronger? How do you numb the suffering without alcohol? Why would you numb the thing that's helping you get stronger? That's banana sandwiches. Like, this is a misconceived perspective. Keep in mind, all of this is based on triggers. We think we're not supposed to be in pain. We think it's not supposed to hurt. We think that we're supposed to live these unicorn-filled, rainbow-like fucking lifestyles, and pain isn't supposed to be a part of it. Dude, you're supposed to be hit by COVID. You're supposed to be hit by that truck. You're supposed to feel like shit. You have to know what you don't want, so you make the appropriate adjustments in your life to gain what you do want. You have to feel the pain. It's a part of who you are. You are not the trauma. Your life doesn't label up to pain. You may have been through it, but it's not you. We're not supposed to enjoy it. We're not supposed to look forward to it, but we are supposed to accept it and allow it to remain in our life until we fucking grow through it. Grow through what you go through. Let it hurt. Your brain isn't going to explode because of the breakup. It might feel that way, but nobody's entire existence had just evaporated simply because they felt a feeling. Dude, you could choose to suffer and you could choose to sit within the pain, or you could choose to focus and struggle forward and use that pain and transmute that into positive, progressive, expansive energy. It's going to hurt doing nothing, and it's going to hurt doing something. So choose your pain. It's going to hurt one way or another. So either you choose to feel in pain exactly where you are and get no new results, or you choose to feel like you're suffering forward, using that pain to help you evolve, man, into something that is impenetrable. That's what the pain is there's for. That's the whole... I could go on for days and days and days. Identifying personal triggers and developing a trigger inventory. Dude, pain equals growth, 100%. Without that pain, you can't heal, 100%. So key point 4 on video 1 of triggers is identifying personal triggers and developing an inventory. What that means is just recognizing what types of things really hit you in your core. The things that make you feel like the most out of control. So we'll relate this back to like a relationship. Hang on. Why? That's why it's so important that you're doing the internal work, because you can't just sit there, right? Exactly. So if we don't know what's triggering, how are we going to be prepared for our triggers? If we don't kind of prioritize what our triggers look like, what they're associated with. I'm not AA, I'm NA though. That's dope. If we don't have an inventory, if we don't recognize exactly, have a list or a concept, an idea, or an outline of what is actually triggering to us, then we're going to sit in the space of unknowing, right? And this unknowing is triggering. You know what it triggers? Fucking anxiety. Guess what anxiety triggers? The need to escape. That anxiety, not knowing what we don't want, keeps us in this space of anxiety, which puts us at higher risk of choosing to drink, of prioritizing the numbness of pain over the pain of cognality. I don't even think that's a word. We would rather pretend that we're not in pain than sit in the acceptance of the potential of being hurt. I'd rather sit in the illusion of numbness than the actuality of the potential of being hurt. See, I'll find another way to say that. But that's the thing, dude. We have to recognize pain is weakness leaving the body. Fucking thank you. That's what I was trying to say. I was trying to get there. I really appreciate it. Yes, pain is weakness leaving the body. So your suffering is your healing. Like, if it feels like you're suffering, trust me, dude, I was tortured for 250 hours when my liver was failing, dude. I thought that pain, the emotional and physical pain that I went through that led me to all the drinking was bad. Didn't even touch it. Oh, my whole life. If you added up all the pain I went through, which led me to drinking, becoming a high-functioning alcoholic, actively escaping my own mind and body every day, if you added everything up that ever happened to me and multiplied it by 3, 4, 5, 6, it wouldn't even touch how painful liver failure and the torture and the trauma that I experienced in 11 fucking days. Not worth it, dude. Not worth it. Like, I thought it was the alcohol that made those thoughts worse. It was the illusion of how bad things were. It was the victimization of myself. It was the alcohol amplifying my feelings towards the things I didn't want, didn't like, and didn't want to embrace. Things I didn't want to escape. Didn't want to accept. Can we hear how you survive liver failure? Yeah, in just a little bit. And so that's the whole fucking thing, man, is that the pain of surviving liver failure outweighed every pain combined in my entire life, dude. I'm telling you, dude, pain is not important. Pain, it is important, as you're experiencing it, it is important. But it's not important to afflict upon yourself in order to grow. You don't have to punish yourself in order to find the strength to grow. The longer we punish ourselves with the poison, the weaker we're becoming under the illusion that we're getting stronger. I gotta say this again. The longer we punish ourselves with the poison, the weaker we're getting with the illusion that we're getting stronger. Alcohol just removes our awareness to how weak we actually are. It's okay to be weak. We're supposed to be weak. You know why? Because that shows us where we need to put our energy so we can actually become strong. The crack in the glass, man. If the foundation of this thing is weak, it doesn't matter what I put in here because it is going to fall apart in time. But if I keep duct taping these things, or I keep putting a piece of paper around this guy and go like, it's fine, look, it still works, it's still going to crumble. As a matter of fact, if I don't see how much damage or repair this thing needs, then I'm going to pretend that there is no damage and I'm going to squeeze it just a little too fucking hard and it is going to shatter in my face. That's what life is, dude. That's what our bodies are. That's what alcohol helps us do. That's the illusion, is you're not actually getting stronger. You're overfilling a faulty cup with a corrosive acid. Not only is the foundation of the glass like crumbling, but it's being eaten from the inside out. Alcohol causes 7 types of cancer, man. It's a disinfectant. It's a literal poison. The amount of alcohol that I used to drink, if I gave it to one person, they would die. They would just die. We're not stronger because we can handle more. But that's the interesting part is, goddamn, you are the glass, man. It's okay to see a crack because we know where to put our energy. I'm new in being sober since February 14th yeah, dude, that is so amazing. I'm glad you stopped drinking. That is so badass. When I learned how alcohol destroys sleep, I became a lot more disinterested in it. 100%. Sleep is absolutely phenomenal. Sleep is where the healing happens. So listen to this. If we have trauma, we've got pains, we've got anxiety, we've got all these different things. And sleep is where we heal emotionally and physically. If we're drinking alcohol, then we're not even allowing the healing process to unfold. If you were to spend 1 week feeling like shit, you would do more healing in 1 week than you would your entire life drinking alcohol. Absolute facts. Neurological facts. You give your body a week to just process and do what it's been trying to do your whole life. You will feel like a brand new person. And this is because the healing is actually happening. Just because you don't feel it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Just because we don't recognize it doesn't mean it doesn't need our attention. We must give our mind and body permission, even at 0 point, at no alcohol, to do what it's designed to do. It's here to take care of us, man. Our mind is here to find ways for us to survive and thrive. But if we continue pretending that we don't matter, or continue thinking these thoughts to make it seem like this is more important than this, then we're going to live a life we constantly feel like we need to escape from. Everything becomes triggering because the solution to every trigger is just another sip. Sober, not sober, dude. And then here's the last one. Is key point 5 is the importance of understanding triggers in maintaining sobriety. So this kind of touches on what I was just referencing. Triggers are so fucking important, dude. Like, I don't think I people go like, but I don't like it. Eat your fucking carrots. It's just the vegetables of sobriety, dude. Seriously. So I drink, I need help. Dude, everything I know, all of my programs, all my resources are with the link in my bio. If you guys enjoy what I'm saying, then I'm really encouraging you to hit the link in my bio. It's beyondsober.org. You get this little pop-up thing. It'll be like, hey, let me send over all my recovery guides and all of my resources, single shot method. You have access to everything that I've got. But I'm in the process of recording the Unlabeled Sobriety Program, which is what we're talking about here. So it's just a great way for us to stay connected. Not only that, but you could send me a message. So if you're struggling with something specifically and I can't necessarily answer it right here, just go to my page, my TikTok page, and then you'll see a link. It says beyondsober.org. And you could message me right there, and I'll either send you a video or send you an email. If you share your phone number, I'll even text you and we can go back and forth. Also, if you guys feel like you want to work with me one-on-one, or you're struggling deeply and you'd like to put me on your team between 1 and 9 months, you can do that. Like, that's all from the website. So if you like what I'm saying here, then I'm encouraging you to stay connected with me off TikTok in case we don't meet again. I still want you to be in loop with all the stuff that I've got going on. So the Unlabeled program will probably be out in about 30 days or so. And yeah, just moving forward with that, I appreciate you. It's just a great way for us to stay connected. But the importance of understanding triggers, dude, once again, triggers are just the vegetables of sobriety. We don't want to eat them, but we need to. They're still on our plate and they're still going to show up. We're not supposed to predict our triggers. Our triggers are there to help us audit ourselves. So what this means is we're not supposed to attempt to avoid them because of their importance. They teach us, best program ever. Hell yeah, dude. I love hearing that. Thank you. They're important because they teach us where we need to put our energy or an appropriate place to put our energy. So our trigger, it could be somebody saying something. It could be a thought that you're having. It could be a familiar feeling that you don't enjoy. It could be a social circumstance. It could be something you see on TV. It could be a TikTok video, somebody cheating on you, you feeling betrayed, whatever it is, that immediately puts you in the flight mode. Those are not meant to be avoided. They're meant to help you encapsulate an appropriate response. So what this means is, if I get in your face and your immediate action is to do that, that's a trigger. If I go like, you fuck, you know what I'm saying? If your immediate, as in no gap in time, what I mean is if there's no pause between the way you react, then that's a trigger. And that's something that forces us into an auto response. Our auto responses are the things that we are attempting to gain control over. So without being tested, you can't get control over a trigger. This is why you may feel like you're not triggered by certain things for a long time, but 2 years down the road, here it comes. This is why when we put our energy into being someone that chooses to respond to information instead of reacting with an emotion, we are giving ourselves time to look at the data and process before giving a response. Because a trigger tends to focus on our reaction. If I say something that is a boundary for you and I overstep a boundary, you may be triggered into yelling at me. But the happy, healthy version of you accepts the fact, doesn't allow it, accepts it, recognizes it. Maybe I didn't mean to do it. Maybe I was having a bad day. Maybe I was being selfish. Maybe it was whatever. Maybe your kids did it. Maybe whatever. But the point is that you felt that trigger, and then instead of choosing to react and start yelling or get take it personally, or just assume the worst, or just, you see what I'm saying? You, from a healthy standpoint, give yourself 7 seconds, 5 seconds to just breathe, let that emotion run through you, right? You're allowed to feel it. It's not going to hurt. It sucks. It's supposed to suck so we can redirect our energy. Feel that 7 seconds. You probably didn't mean that. That doesn't mean it didn't hurt, and it doesn't mean that I'm not severely triggered, because when that happened, I wanted to punch you in the face. But I'm not. I'm choosing to bring it to your attention because I don't like the way I feel when that happens. And I'm not blaming it on you unless you did it on purpose. And if you did it on purpose, then we have a whole nother conversation to have, because I don't allow that shit in my face. And if you do that again, then I'm going to disconnect and disengage from this relationship. I'm going to take a major step back and literally start reevaluating whether you're considering my emotions and my wishes, or you need to focus on yourself, because this is just not healthy. I am taking care of me right now, and you're not making it easier. These things right here are so imperative and important. You can't cultivate that response without being triggered. And you're going to be tested in 1,000 different ways with a trigger like that. If you don't like when someone raises their voice to you, or you don't like when someone is belittling you, when someone tries to make it seem like what I'm doing ain't shit, I want to burn your fucking house down. That's my automatic trigger, dude. You don't have any fucking idea what I do, how much it matters. Just countless hours. My whole fucking life is dedicated and committed to helping people get better, do better, feel better. And for you to just talk shit about this and to try and make it seem like it's just a project and all this shit, I want to fucking destroy your whole life. That's how I feel. And destroy your whole life is just my expression of how I feel. Listen, you see this? It's not even real. It's not even real. And my mind and body are responding as if it is. You see my eyes getting bigger? You see me? I'm starting to sweat, dude. My brain thinks it's happening. My brain thinks it's true. All because I'm giving my energy to the thought of being belittled. Holy shit. So think about this. If our thoughts can literally trigger us, drink water, can literally trigger us into having a full-on, an anatomical reaction, then it is imperative that we practice thinking. Imperative that we practice thinking. Because we need to think greater than our emotions. We need to think greater than our triggers. How long were you drinking before you quit? I didn't quit. I died. And then chose not to drink ever again. I drank at 8 years old. I started drinking at 8. I started drinking like everybody else does when I was probably about 14. So from 14 to 29, I was drinking at high risk. So I was drinking every night, drinking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, like most people do. I didn't have an addiction, but I did have a dependency. So I developed alcoholism for about 10 years. So remember this, you're not an alcoholic without the addiction. You may have a touch of the tism or the lism, the alcoholism. You may be on the spectrum, high up on the spectrum, depending on your dependency. But alcoholic means you physically need it in your life, or you could expect some bad shit to happen. So for about 10 years, I was on the spectrum, drinking at high risk. And then from mid 29 to 32, I was a high functioning alcoholic, which meant I needed alcohol to live. Not having alcohol in my body was removing the medicine, was removing the fuel source. And I was at a medical risk of death if I didn't have alcohol in my body, right? So that's an addiction. That's an extreme dependency. Most people are not going to get there, but most people are going to do the same exact things. And I say that because you could have a high tolerance and have 30 shots a day like I did and never develop an addiction to it. But you will do the exact same amount of damage. So what that means is you could drink at extremely high risk and have a super high tolerance. And remember, a high tolerance is your body's preparation to handle an addiction. So if you have a high tolerance, you're ready. You're one drink away. You don't know when that's happening. I'm not trying to fuck with you, but these are the truth. If you have a high tolerance, that's your body physically programming itself and rewiring its neurological conditions to be able to handle 222, a physical dependency on alcohol. It means that alcohol has become such a prominent staple in your life that your body needs to be prepared to not be able to live without it. So where I'm going with this is, it took me a long time to develop that type of tolerance and addiction. And you could drink just like that and not have an addiction, and your liver could still fail. You're still going to create all of the depression. You're still going to amplify your anxiety, your cortisol. You're still going to activate your insomnia. You're still going to swell up. You're still going to be 60 pounds overweight. You may develop ascites. Your wrists are going to get big. You're going to have trouble breathing, high blood pressure, low platelets, thin blood. Your spleen's going to get bigger. Your belly's going to enlarge. You're going to get brain fog. Like, it is a literal poison. So I say all of that to go, can we please practice drinking less? Paulina Vibes, what's up, girl? Hey, we can chat. I responded to you today, so if you want to chat, you're not a burden, all right? So how about you disregard my last message? I understand. You're doing good. Hey, just so you know, Paulina, when I was generating your sobriety certificate, I saw how many fucking times you looked at those affirmations, girl. That was like every day, 10 times a day, right? Which is so healthy, so good. So if you're in that space right now and those affirmations aren't necessarily helping you move forward, then we need to really start talking about getting specific. Hey, what's up? Getting specific with where your mind is. So yes, you do. Okay, that's good. So we'll talk about that. We'll find some time and we'll chat. So that's where I'm going with all this stuff, dude. Is sobriety is about happiness, man. Long-term sobriety is about happiness, not just not drinking. Because not drinking doesn't guarantee anything, but happiness does. Happy people don't struggle with sobriety. Day 4, only my 157 million trying to get 4 is big for me. You know, check this out, bro. Hang on, what's your name? Ashley. Did you know today is the last day that alcohol is in your body? You fucking did it, dude. You did it. You know, it takes 4 days for alcohol to completely process out of your body. So if you went to the doctor's office right now and they ran a blood test on you, it would show extremely, extremely low to where they would actually take you as a patient, or it wouldn't register at all. So getting to day 4, after it being so difficult to get that far, it means you and I are the exact same amount of sober. You can't get more sober than sober. 100% sober is 100% sober. So 4 days sober is the same as 4 years sober. So this is why we look at this and go like, your time in sobriety doesn't mean anything. Day 5, holy crap. Now, sober and recovered are 2 different things, okay? So you're looking at me, you're looking at an extremely recovered human. And I saw the question about how long does it take for your liver to heal. Once again, if you do nothing with your liver, or you keep drinking, or whatever, if you don't start living a healthy lifestyle, you don't drink more water, you're not going to the gym or going for walks or exercising, you're still going to Taco Bell every day, you're still eating out, you're not cooking your food, you're not meditating or practicing mindfulness. If you're doing nothing with your sobriety, then you're just racking up days you might lose. I'm going to say this again. You're not healing because you're not drinking. You're in a space to practice the healing practices, which is living a healthy lifestyle, which is what we all should have been doing from day one, but no one ever taught us. They just said, don't do bad shit. They don't teach this in school. They go like, the world is a horrible place. Let's figure it out, right? So your liver heals based on the amount of energy, but that's also your recovery too. So once again, if you're just waiting around and doing nothing, you're not going to heal at all. But if you are actively taking your sobriety, which is the gift you gave yourself, I got my life back, what am I going to do with it? If you do nothing with that, or you do all the same shit, just not drink, you're the same person getting no new results. If you get no new results, then you're going to have no new thoughts. If you have no new fucking thoughts, then you're going to have all the same feelings. And if you have all the same fucking feelings, then you're going to do all the same shit and expect something new. Which means you are just waiting for your next drink. You're waiting for one trigger, which is what this whole conversation is about. One trigger to make it seem like the illusion of peace is more important than the meditation you could have been doing for the last 3 weeks. Time is not what heals. We've been conditioned to this, like in a breakup, we go like, oh, it's in time, grandpa. Say it in time. Right. So if we sit here and act depressed, we're going to get depressing results. If we go look at waterfalls, I'm looking at a waterfall. If we go look at waterfalls while depressed, At least we're doing something for ourselves. At least we're not acting depressed. At least our nervous system is going, well, we feel like shit, but at least I have all the tools and resources and energy to actually take care of myself. At least we're drinking more water. At least we're listening to good words. At least we're hanging out with good people. At least I'm watching a documentary. At least I'm going outside. At least I'm practicing breathing. At least I'm making a smoothie. At least I'm getting rest. At least I'm going to bed. At least I'm sleeping. All of these things, even though they feel difficult to do, are actually healing you. But we can't do the same things in our state of sobriety and expect to recover. There's people in my inbox every single day that go, I went to detox, I went to rehab, I went to AA, and I'm still fucked. That's because rehab helped reset your body. Detox helped you get rid of the bullshit and actually you feel a little bit better. AA puts you in a room to practice not drinking while you're there. There's no evolution of your mind, no evolution of your body, no evolution of your spirit. You were the same person when you leave all three of those locations. Therapy. Your therapist has never been an addict. Your therapist has never been an alcoholic. Your therapist has never struggled with a fucking addiction. They would never get that title. They would never get that title if they struggled on a neurological and physiological basis that would basically compromise every doctorate they've ever got. You can't even trust my therapist. They may be able to recite things to you and help you figure out why you drink or talk about your trauma, which is triggering as fuck if you haven't worked on triggers yet, which is module 1. If you haven't understood and embraced the concept of triggers yet, then all of these other circumstances are just preparing you to be triggered again. And if you haven't stepped into this space of understanding a trigger, practicing being triggered, allowing triggers to exist, then all we're doing in sobriety is adding another day we might lose because of one fucking trigger. Counting the days doesn't make sense unless we're making those days count. Gummies, get them. Yeah, dude, getting a good therapist. Yeah, damn, dude, it's rugged, huh? A therapist and destroyed my urge to drink by 50%. Yeah, dude, that's amazing. You work with the right therapist, man. Here's a lot of things. Here's the unfortunate part about the therapist that I've heard of is a therapist goes, you know what you need to do? You need to go to AA. If a therapist only knew what happens in AA, how unsafe it is, how triggering it is, how astronomically toxic those rooms are, they would not recommend that shit. They just wouldn't. They would not. I would never recommend that unless someone had I work with people. I work personally with people and go like, dude, if AA is your thing, do your thing. But just go in there with this. Go in here knowing this. Go in here and practice that. Go there and say this. Go here with this perspective. Otherwise, if you fall into the trap of the negative or the toxicity that is spewing from people who are equally struggling exactly the way or worse than you are, then you are going to become the people that you surround yourself with. This is neurological facts. You become the people you surround yourself with. You take on the mindset and perspectives and energy of the 5 people you choose to surround yourself with. That could be the kids, that could be your parents, that could be your partner, that could be your coworkers, that could be it could be the customers at work, at your job. So you look at this and go like, okay, well, what am I surrounded by? Okay, well, some of these things I can't really handle. I can't choose my coworkers, right? I can choose my family for sure. I can handle this, that, and the other. But if you're choosing to inject yourself into a room full of people that are doing no better than you, that are actually triggering as fuck and also looking for the same support, they're looking at you in the same way that you're looking at them. There's nothing here that is designed specifically to help you become a different person, and there is nothing being taught that is actually going to help you from a physiological or neurological standpoint. It makes it worse. And every single step has a level of relapse embedded into it. Every single step is another way to relapse. It is which most people don't relapse, they just lapse. Right? So how do you stop? Well, I've created numerous programs, designed numerous solutions, man. So let me go through this. Here's the thing. I'll tell you exactly how to stop. I'll tell you with everything that I teach in the Beyond Sober program. And if you like what I'm talking about, these 6 specific areas that you just got to give your attention to, then unlock Beyond Sober. You can be a lifetime member, a monthly member, it doesn't matter. Come kick it with the community. Come practice with us. Come get your certificate. Everybody that graduates through the Beyond Sober Masterclass, you get a fucking certified sobriety certificate saying that you're beyond sober, that you've graduated, that you fucking did it. You're not just sober, you're beyond sober. Like, that shows up. There's so many people working on their certificate right now that are just right there. They've been sober since the first week, but they want to complete the program so they can get their certificate and be like, I done did that shit. So here's the 6 areas that deserve your attention, all of our attention, whether we're focusing on sobriety or we're just taking our life to the next level. And these are also embedded into the unlabeled program that I'm building right now. Radical acceptance, dude. If you've never heard of that or you don't know what it is, radical acceptance is seeing and accepting things for what they are instead of punishing ourselves for what they're not. Okay? Seeing and accepting things, allowing them to exist without our emotions, without our feelings, without our thoughts, without our opinions. I'm just a dude on TikTok. How you feel about my face doesn't change the fact that I'm just a dude on TikTok. You accept and you allow it. I see it. He's here. Okay, I accept him. I don't know him as a person, but I accept that he exists. Cool. He is here. Okay, observing 100%. Outside perspective. Accepting things for what they are. And then allowing it. You are allowing me to be here, right? Anybody. If you didn't want me here, you could either leave or you could go through the advanced perspectives and try and get me canceled on this live. But the point is you've accepted the fact that I am here and you're continuing to allow me into your world. Accept and allow. That's it. What that means is how you feel about this doesn't change the fact that I am here and I'm doing this and I am sharing and I am me. Your opinions, your thoughts, your past, nothing changes anything. That's radical acceptance. Well, he is. Well, it's a car accident. Well, it's trauma. Well, it's a past. Well, it's a memory. Well, it's alcohol. Well, it's a friend. Well, it's betrayal. Well, it just fucking is. Nothing needs our thoughts, our opinions, or our emotions. Each one of those things are a choice. They're a choice when we accept them as a choice. Accepting the fact that your thoughts are a decision if you don't choose to change them. Remember this. If you don't actively change your thoughts on purpose, then you are choosing them. You're choosing to allow them into your world. You're choosing to have a response to them. You're choosing to let them define you, even though you are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You're not your body. None of those things are true, but we believe them. So the art of acceptance is module 1 of Beyond Sober. How do you master things and see things objectively so you don't have an emotional response or a trigger to them? So they don't guide your behavior in a negative way or make you want to drink or self-sabotage or anything like that. Thank you so much for the roses. That's the art of radical acceptance, which is why when we could do this, we could accept the fact that we got a problem drinking. If you could accept the fact that you got a problem with the amount of toxicity in your life, then you could accept the fact that you didn't choose to struggle like this. You chose to survive. And choosing to survive, the repercussion of that is having a fucking dependency. You would never, if it was on the table, you wouldn't say addiction, please. You would choose survival, whatever that takes. Based on that, which is what you've been doing, as the avatar is being strong, the repercussion of choosing to survive with that poison, that toxicity, that person, that environment, that substance, has created a dependency that's no longer serving you. Beautiful. You don't even have to identify as an alcoholic. You could simply accept the fact that alcohol is no longer serving you. Perfect. You see how there's no label? You see how that relates into the program unlabeled? You don't have to call yourself a fucking alcoholic because alcoholic is the label that limits your abilities. You're not a fucking alcoholic, dude. You're a human goddamn being. You're struggling with some shit. You got some addictive behaviors. You got some toxic thoughts. That's fucking fine. We all do. Even the best of us still think shitty shit. But you could accept that. If you can accept that and just allow it to be without your emotions, then you could also accept the fact that you got some work to do. Thankfully, the work ahead, I've already laid out for you. So I made it super duper easy. You can accept what has already existed, which you didn't choose. Thank you so much. You can accept the fact that you're here right now as someone struggling with their mental health, physical health, spiritual health, financial health, whatever. And you could also accept the fact that we got some shit we got to shift. We got to put some energy moving forward, because what we don't change, we choose. So if we don't actively attempt to change things right here, not drastically, but minimally, then we are choosing to be the same person tomorrow. We are something to complain about tomorrow. On that note, this brings us into module 2, habits, man. Everything you're doing right now, the way you're holding the phone, the way you're looking at it, the way you're tapping on the screen, the way you're sharing it, the way you're thinking, the way you're feeling, the way you're responding. Are you giving me eye contact right now? Are you off to the fucking side? How are you sitting? Those are all habits. You didn't consciously choose that shit. Until it became uncomfortable, you haven't changed position for who knows how long. You see, every time I do this, what do? That's a habit. The way you listen to me, the way you take in this information, those are habits. Did you choose actively chips in bed? Where is it? So the way of eating chips in bed. Okay, that's new. So that's module 3. So you look at these habits and go like, okay, what is a habit? So the way eating chips in bed may not be a recurring habit, but the way you got there is habitual thinking. That's why we talk about habitual thought. I didn't choose to think that shit. I have a habit of thinking about alcohol. Oh shit. I didn't choose. Okay. Not only do I have a habit of thinking about alcohol through habitual thinking, I thought it enough. It's just a part of my psyche now. But I also choose to respond to that thought habitually by drinking alcohol. So I got 2 habits that are working against me right now. Damn. I'm not even choosing to do that on purpose, because if I had a choice, or felt like I had a choice, or had a healthy habit of reminding myself that I'm the one in control, then I would drink less fucking alcohol. Holy shit, my whole life is one fat habit. Sexy habit. So you look at this and go like, I didn't choose any of this shit. It's all the repercussions of me having to survive, because I would never choose the habit of talking shit about me. That happened over time through practice. All the things that I've done, all the thoughts that I thunk, all the feelings that I feel and felt and will feel have guided me to this process of doing a certain thing. So not only am I thinking out of habit, but I'm acting out of habit, and I didn't choose any one of those things. And thank God I'm practicing the art of radical acceptance. Now there's no pressure on me to accept the fact that I am the repercussion of my circumstances, and I didn't choose to feel like shit. That's just what happens when you're in those circumstances. So now you're not beating yourself up. Now you're not sitting here going, oh my God, I can't believe I think like this. Mama of wolves, I see you. I can't believe I think like this about me, and I can't believe I did this. You're not beating yourself up. You just accept the fact that it exists. You can accept the fact that you have shitty habits, that they happen unnaturally, that you would never choose that for yourself. Your opinion on your habits don't change the fact that you're programmed to have them. Awesome. We talk about that for a whole week about your habits, man. The neurological, the physiological, all the subconscious habits, all of those things. That's week 2. Most people don't even need week 2 because they can accept everything already. And then week 3 is some of our favorites. New healthy habits. What are the new thoughts that you want to think, man? This is why the affirmations in Beyond Sober are so insanely powerful. That's why Paulina goes back and back and back and back and back, watches it, hears it, practices it, repeats it, does that stuff. Because one of those affirmations is, I am not the problem. I simply have a problem. And that makes me feel in control of my life. And there's 24 other affirmations that we practice saying until they become a part of who we are. That's a new thought. It's not just going to randomly show up for you. You practice thinking these things until they become natural, right? How much is Beyond Sober? There's a lifetime access and a monthly access. So it starts at $19, man. You want to jump in, have access to the whole thing? $19. It just keeps the systems alive, man. I'm spending thousands to make sure that the systems stay up and everybody's taken care of and all that stuff. So it starts at $19 and everybody gets in for free to start. So you guys can sign up. You try it out. If you don't like it within a week, just hit the button. You can cancel it. You can pause it. You can upgrade to a lifetime membership. You can work with me, all that shit. But the point is I don't want you to commit to something that you don't believe in, which is why anybody that decides to go on a monthly membership has the chance of just testing it out, making sure that I am actually saying what I'm saying here. And if you don't feel that you're going to get results different from AA or different from anything else, then it's not for you, and that's totally fine. If you guys decide to get involved with a lifetime membership and have access to not just Beyond Sober, but the Unlabeled program when it comes out too, as a complimentary thank you for investing in yourself, if you don't dig it, cool, money back guarantee. You just let me know, you take it right back. There's no reason for you not to take care of yourself. I've literally covered every single angle. And that's a habit. So we look at these habits and go like, am I investing in myself or am I spending money on bullshit? Am I finding reasons why I'm losing something, or am I finding reasons why I'm investing in my future, why I'm investing in my health, why I am valuable, why I am worth it? That's week 3. So we look at money like that. We look at our thoughts like that. We look at our actions like that. We look at our feelings like that. Is this feeling good for me? Is this a healthy habit? Do I have a healthy habit of finding reasons why I am safe in every fucking moment? Do I have healthy habits that help me feel like I'm getting happier, like I'm getting more successful, or like I'm obtaining more abundance, like I have everything I need? So week 3 is generating and developing and recognizing, first off, what a healthy habit is, physically, mentally, right? And then executing on those things, and then actively creating your own healthy habits based on your acceptance and based on your old habits on what you'd like to start practicing. That is a phenomenal module, dude. What's up, bro? What's up, Lunar Star Girl? I haven't seen you in mine. Exactly who I needed to see. Word! So then this is where most people think that they have to put all their energy first, is week 4. So there's a lot of people that try and skip to week 4, which is called Back to the Future. Back to the Future is talking about your past, talking about your memories, talking about your trauma, talking about the things that you used to identify as before Module 1, which is the art of acceptance or radical acceptance. When you look at your past, how you got here from a state of acceptance, and you recognize that you did not choose that it's not your fault, that your guilt or your shame is because you're better, not because you're broken, that the only reason you feel bad is because you've healed so much, that if it could have been different, it would have been different. If it wasn't supposed to happen, it wouldn't have fucking happened. That it didn't happen to you, it happened for you. That it didn't make you weaker, it gave you the opportunity to become stronger. That you're a better person, not a worse person because it happened. When you go into week 4 of Back to the Future with those perspectives, after recognizing the thoughts and the feelings, that the actions that you've created accidentally based on those experiences, after you've actively started shifting the way you look at yourself, the way you say things to yourself, the way you feel about yourself, and the things that you do, then when you look back, you realize that it was all for you. And you're allowed to shift the narrative. You're allowed to rewrite the story. You start to feel like the hero. You start to feel like not just the survivor, but the entire fucking rescue team. You start to realize that every single thing that's ever fucking happened to you has led you to become the strongest person you've ever been. At what point of that do you think you're going to want to drink and destroy that thought, that truth, that reality, that absolute, that unfuckwittable? You just won't. You wouldn't. Why would you do that? You wouldn't. But you already feel that way because of modules 1, 2, and 3. So week 4, most people don't even do that. Most people used to be afraid to go into that module because it's triggering. But we've worked on your triggers. We've looked at these things in a very specific way. We've already gotten the results. We've done the homework. We've actually evolved as a person. And now looking back on those things, we look here and go like, nothing is different, but we look back and everything has changed. That's because we've changed, we've grown, we've experienced, we've evolved, we've transformed and or transitioned into someone that can handle those thoughts now. That's beyond sober. That's the point. And then what happens when you can accept things for exactly what they are? Yeah, it's Cody. What's up, girl? When you can accept things for what they are and you're no longer punishing yourself for what they're not, and you're excited about the future and you're not living in fear anymore. Your nervous system is regulated and you're recognizing your strengths and you're stepping into your power and you're realizing that you are the centrifugal force, that you are everything that you've ever been looking for. Then we look at 10xing your success. We look at what you've done in modules 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And then we go, let's quintuple that shit. Let's do it 10 times better with everything that we've done, everything that we've learned, everything that we've practiced, everything that we're good at or getting better at. Let's do 10 times that. And this is how it's done. and we focus all of our attention on tripling down on what makes us happy, what brings us joy, what brings us peace, what makes us feel successful, which contributes to our momentum, which helps us feel expansive, which helps us get creative, which helps us attract new beautiful things, which helps us feel like we have everything and more is on the way. We 10 times that shit. We triple down on all those fucking things from a whole new perspective. We start to get brand new results because we're not the same person. We've grown. You were you, then Beyond Sober happened, you happened, and Beyond Sober existed. Remember, Beyond Sober only exists because you do. Beyond Sober, the concept and the program, only exists because you do. You move through this. You're a new person. You feel new things. You're thinking new thoughts. You're practicing new actions. You're getting brand new results. You're in a whole new energetic force. And that is Module 5, is dramatically capitalizing on all of the shit that you've learned, thought, felt, and done over the past few weeks. You're not going to get that in AA. You're not going to get that in other programs because either they don't want you to know this information or they do know this information and they're refusing to hand it to you. I'm sorry, which is worse? Either they don't know the data or they do know it and don't want you to have it. I don't know which one's fucking worse. But you're not going to get this in any other program. And then we look at Module 6, which is week 6, called Life Beyond Sobriety. We talk about capitalizing on all the last 5 weeks. What does your dream life really look like? What does your dream body look like? What does your dream relationship look like? What are your perfect circumstances? What's your one perfect day? How do you take everything you've learned and design structurally a path that's outlined based on who you are now, where you are now, and where you're going? How do you structure a day-to-day wake up from start to finish based on how fucking unstoppable you are, not the problem and the bullshit that you've been dealing with? That's what Module 6 is, Life Beyond Sobriety. It's so insanely powerful, dude. It's insane. Oh my God, the way alcohol gets between you and your ideal body. I know. This is why so many people... Hey, thank you so much. What is that? Is that a paw? Oh, it's a paw. Hey, what? Thank you so much. This is why even homie today is like, hey man, I'm quitting alcohol. I'm in the gym now and I'm doing this, that, and the other. Well, look, dude, your liver could either break down alcohol or it could break down fat. It can't do both at the same time. So if you're going to the gym in attempts to curb your alcoholic behavior, hey, thank you so much, or your intake, just know that you're doing twice the work for about 1/10 of the results that you'd be getting if you just weren't drinking and going for a walk. If you weren't drinking and you just went for a walk, you'd be getting 10 times the actual results than if you were drinking and doing a full hour of cardio and bullshit in the gym. It's just absolute facts. You can't burn those calories and you can't burn that fat if your liver is paying all of its attention to breaking down a toxin in the body. Alcohol is negative calories, man. It's just packing bullshit on. And technically all you're doing is you're packing on energy to be burned later to lose no weight. I'm a cat lady. That's awesome. Really thought I could drink and work out and cut food calories for drink calories. Double negative. 100%. Alcohol is a poison, dude. It's going to make you retain fat. It's going to remove all of your energy. You're going to work twice as hard for 1/10 of those results, man. So I also say this, that we don't even talk about physical fitness. We don't even talk about nutrition and things like that, and getting really heavy-handed into those things until week 5 and 6. That's because at that point, you are really excited to step into a new body. You're really excited with the person that you actually are and always were. You're excited at the way you're seeing things. You're excited at the way you feel. You're excited at the momentum that you have. And you're excited to share yourself with the world. And nutrition and physical fitness and all of those things are a major, major, major part of that. So yeah, that's Beyond Sober, man. So these are the 6 areas, whichever way you want to do it. Practice radical acceptance. Start understanding your habits. Start developing new habits. Stay out of your past, or if you do, approach it from a healthy or objective perspective. Just start tripling down on what you love and brings you joy and makes you feel abundant. And then step 6 is design a life around all 5 of those other things. Create a day-to-day regimen that contributes to each one of those areas. So wake up, start saying things to yourself and accepting you for what you are, who you are, where you are. Start recognizing and noticing those habits and realizing that if you didn't choose to do it consciously, then you choose to do it accidentally, which means you have a habit to focus on. actively do one new thing or practice giving your attention to one thing a day, like drinking water or saying a new thing or feeling a new feeling or whatever it is, eating a new food or whatever it is, right? Give yourself permission to go into your past and tell your story in a unique and positive way, right? Allow it to be a part of who you are, not your entire existence. And then triple down on all the things you love, right? As often as possible. And then once again, the last thing is just make sure you create a regimen around all those things. It's that fucking simple, man. There's no shortcut to sobriety. It's just reprogramming your mind and body to work for you instead of against you. So if you guys could use that support and you want that step-by-step and you want to work with the community, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of us working together, then hit the link in my bio, dude. Come hang out with Beyond Sober. And what I'm saying is anybody that does decide to either become a monthly member or a lifetime member, I'm going to hook you guys up and you're going to get into the Unlabeled program as a thank you for investing in yourself. Thank you for supporting the program. Thank you for being the light and being the leader and being exactly who you are. I want to see us all win, man. I want to see you happy. I want to see you healthy. I want to see you melting in joy. I want people to light up simply because you've walked into a fucking room. I want the room to get brighter because you looked in the fucking mirror, dude. I want people to gravitate towards you and just tell you how fucking amazing you are with what you're doing and who you are and where you're going and all that shit. And that's the whole point of Beyond Sober and the Unlabeled program, is to help us all do that. So if that sounds good, let's connect. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for being you, man. If you weren't you, I wouldn't be me. Literally. You have to be you for me to appear as me in your world. So without you, there would be no me in your world. All right, y'all. I'm going to make myself some lunch. And then I do have a one-on-one meeting with somebody for the Beyond Sober program. And we're talking about Unlabeled and working one-on-one. All of my tools, all of my resources, all of my solutions are connected to that link in my bio. And so you can just go to my page. It says beyondsober.org. And you guys could expect to see more of me. I'll be releasing Sober Not Sober here in the next week or so. And thank you so much, so much for supporting the Unlabeled sobriety angle. But more importantly, helping me kind of elaborate on triggers, which is the first video of the new program. Thank you for being so receptive and respectful and understanding and open and encouraging. Thank you for everything that you're doing. You really don't understand how much you mean to me. Like, I really, truly have so much respect and gratitude and admiration for every one of you. Like, you specifically, dude. Like, you. Like, I don't have enough words for you, dude. Fucking you, dude. I love you. With that said, it's getting hot in here. Do me a favor. I'm going to take care of me for you. But like my mother always says, take care of you. For me? Question mark? I don't know.